Okay, good morning, guys. So today I'll giving you guys an update on the last video I posted on my YouTube channel concerning VIX50 synthetic indices on deriv broker. So if you could remember, all right. So this is going to be a back test of Whitefield, and yeah, I'll also share you guys another trade I took. So now we're going to do our back test. So if you guys could remember, this was where I was wanting to sell off. Right, so price violated it, and I would have taken this buy, but I was not on the chart. So when I was in my back test, I saw it. This is a demand zone that violated the supply zone that I was wanted to sell off from. So that is a KLTR. All right, so my KML turned out to be a KMTR setup. All right, so now backtesting to why this setup failed. And yeah, this is the reason why. Now the first thing first, I realized that we traded into a fair value gap. We have a buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So price sold into that area and start buying. Remember, it violated these what's it called, a bearish fair value gap. So it traded higher, then broke a structure, give us a high right here. Then it now entered a range, right? Currently, when it traded into the buy side inefficiency, it starts to range, so it hunted previous week low, and now we are continuing the bullish structure right there. So we're having the higher high, higher low, higher high, and we traded downwards to give us a higher low. Using the Fibonacci, we have it at 50% Fibonacci level. It will have to choose this low. It is at 61 Fibonacci level. So if I was on the forward time frame and that bacterial century reason why it failed, as you can see, it's range right here. And one thing I always teach is that we shouldn't try to sell or buy even external low or high is not broken. And that is what happened right here. We tap into the supply zone, we would have broken this low, but it did not break the low. All right, so just like this right here, we have a change of character and a break of market structure right here, with a shift in market structure right here. All right. So that was the reason price traded back into the supply zone. But as it traded, it tapped, start selling, and it did not break a major low. So it become protected, right? Then it retraced backwards to a fair value gap an inefficiency. If you look at the 6 hour time frame, this is the inefficiency it filled up and did not sell off, right? And using the 6 hour order block, it had but did not break the structure, and then it violated it, traded backwards, right? So we're having the sell side filled up with buy side, and then it traded higher. So that was what we did right here. It came back to the fair value gap and it pushed higher, violated the supply zone. I was wanted to sell off from, violated KML, and then it built up the order block right there and turned it to KNTR. So yeah, that is the breakdown right there. So another thing is why selling, it was building up liquidity, right? So we're having areas of liquidity pool resting right here, Basta liquidity pool resting right here. We hunted a low right here, right? So liquidity was taken from there and trade into the order block supply zone, did not break the structure, it pulled backwards and then drawn to liquidity pool and then came back to counter arrow and the order block responsible to validate the supply zone, and we started going higher. So this is now the confirmation I talked about in the previous video. I said I will go bearish unless this high is broken, and you can actually see it was broken. So we had a change of character right here. So this is now the confirmation that okay, the major highs were broken. The month of April gave us a confirmation entry to go bullish. We have a change of character right here. Two structural break is a sweet setup. So change of character right there, and then a break of market structure right here. So it broke a major high. The supply that was holding the market, the price from going higher, it got violated. Okay, so the supply was violated and it gave us a structure break and break a market structure. So now we are looking for the supply that was responsible to break that. and that is it right here. It traded downwards into, as you can see, it was trading and it was filling up inefficiency and trading downwards into all the blocks. This all the block right here, responsible to validate this fair value gap, it quickly retraces backwards into it, and that was when it traded into the mass supply zone, right? Then it built up a demand that was responsible. The demand was built up right there to validate the supply zone. So that was what it did right here, and then it came back to it and continued bullish. So it now shifted structure and continued bullish. So we have our QMTR right there. All right, so QML becomes QMTR and trading higher. Then his cousin or his twin brother, vix50s, I took a buy setup. So right here, I will explain everything. So I'm already on break even. So yeah, I'm safe. So doing the break analysis, this right here was my previous month high, and this is previous month low. So going to the monthly time frame, this is it right here, right? You can actually see the range that I called right here. So let's take our um, drawings out. I think yeah, it was yesterday I took this buy setup yesterday. And the next thing we do is F8, then remove this so that we will not touch it. So this is vix51s. Throughout last year, the month of May, the second quarter, it shifted to bearish. So the second quarter gave us the high of the year. Then it dropped massively downwards. Currently, we entered a range that is this year 2024. We entered a range and we have January, February, March. So what March did was that it traded lower and hunted previous 2 months low. Okay, so after the hunt, April opened, it traded lower, the first thing it did, and then it started going bullish. So we now keep on going down to the lower time frame. This is it right here. So weekly time frame gave us a sales liquidity pool. All right, sales liquidity pool right here. So liquidity taken from there, we have our range chart. So this high could be where I would take in my profit. Okay, so we have buy stops. Okay, so now you can actually see when it was trading lower, it was filling up in efficiency. Every inefficiency that we had, it was filled up, which was only this one. Filled up, trade lower, created support, which is a central liquidity pool. People wanted to buy from there, it hunted them, and then continued, and then shifted bullish. Then also we have this liquidity grab right here, that hunt right here. So there's, if you look right here, you can see this is a long week. So that doesn't show me that there is a supply zone or anything like that. And identifying their price is on a discount level. So label that has buy stop. So price should be drawn to that high, take partials, and to this high, take a profit. So daily time frame. So this is the daily time frame, the whole of March. Australian period. This is February. This is March. March the lower. This is March and April. Okay, still March. So March took out that low, and then there is no inefficiency right here. The only place that we kind of like had inefficiency was here. We have inefficiency right here. And trying to sell from there is not advisable. It's risky because it's at a discounted price, right? So all of this was liquidity, price trading in liquidity pools, straight lines, stuff like that. So it got violated and it traced backwards to the imbalance. It got rebalanced. I learned that from Ron. All right, so then we can. That was the month of April, right? Okay, March, and this is where April opened this candle right here. So when it opened, it hunted the previous week, the previous day low, and traded higher, right? So when it traded higher, what did it do? It did a structural break. So we broke out of a match that was we broke out of a high printed from March, shifting the direction. So breaking market structure, right? So after breaking market structure, I waited for Lee to trade that backwards toward fair value gap. So that was where I took the buy setup. Though we saw a sell setup right here at the supply zone, but I was like, we shouldn't be selling because we have entered a new month. So why would we be trading something from previous months? You get the point. And due to the fact that it's a discount, we don't have a structure. We can't see any sort of structure like lower lows and lower high. It's just price choppy, and there's no inefficiency. Every inefficiency was filled up, just like we had right here. Right. So everything was filled up. Okay, so now we shifted the structure from the day time frame, which is a very clean confirmation of a structural shift. Then yeah, we're looking to take this right here. All right, so I forgot. Let me undo my delete. Sorry, that is a labeling that I should not have delete. Uh, okay, so Control Z, right? Control Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z. Okay, undo delete. Control Z. I'm not actually seeing what I'm undoing here. Okay, I think I'm seeing it. Yeah. Okay. Uh, undo, undo, undo. What is happening? Undo, undo, deleting, undo all the deleting. Sorry, I'm taking your time, but I have to. Please, I shouldn't have undo my deleting. I should have delete the stuff. So you pardon me. Okay. I just wanted to show you guys something. All the analysis I did, I will still delete some stuff that are not necessarily okay. So stay with me, all right? Uh, all right. So we are done with the undoing. So let me delete stuffs. I need to delete. Nope. All right. Delete this one. Put this right here. This is my previous month high. We have the buy stop. We delete this. We delete this. We delete this one. No. We leave it right here so that because we use that to identify our sales liquidity pool. We delete it. So we delete this one and this one. Delete all selected. We delete this one and this one. Then we delete this. We delete this one. Then leave that one. Okay. So. Okay. So delete all selected. Then I have to copy this. Then I have to delete this to. Oh god, what have I done? All right. So copy this and place it right here to identify that we have a daily fair value gap right there. Okay, so now let's run down to our time frame. We have the 4 hour time frame. Now this is the 4 hour time frame, and if you pay attention, you can see the area that are marked for inefficiency, or the inefficiency has been filled up. So we trade into it right here. We trade lower, give it to low, and then we trade out of it, and then a prey was formed right here. So this was the supply zone right here that we saw that we wanted to sell from, but then lost my interest in it as we entered the new month. What's happening to my mouse? Okay, so right here. Now, price traded into the fair value gap. No, okay, sorry. It trade above what break the market structure, trade into the supply zone. And when you trade it into the supply zone, you can actually see that it ranged, right? It built up a liquidity pool. We have the Barca liquidity pool, and also we have the Cesar liquidity pool. Now we pay attention to which one would be the first to be taken out, and we see that it was the Cesar liquidity pool that was taken out. And when taking the Cesar liquidity pool, it traded into a fair value gap, and also taking this trend line liquidity, right? So it traded into the fair value gap, and I was watching it. Most of you just quickly trade a favorite gap. All right, so you don't do that. You have to wait for lower time frame confirmation to take that trade. All right, so this is it right here. So price tapped the fair value gap, and what it did is a very clean setup. It did a stop hunt right here, taking liquidity pool of sales liquidity. Then it broke a structure, then it traced backwards to a demand zone right here. If we go down to the 15 minutes, it retraced to an old block, then tap the old block, and then it traced backwards to KML, which has a breaker block, has a confluence. So that would be refined down to 10 minutes, I think. Okay, so the KML right here, let's just not focus on the KML, we focus on the breaker block right here. So that was where I took my entry yesterday, right? So when it's had the breaker block, I watched it buy, and then I took the buy order, right? Then the second trade was here on the lower time frame. If you go to the 5 minutes time frame, right here we have a supply zone right here, because most of us that will be on the 5 minutes trading lower time frame of a thing, they'll say you have a breaker structure right here, right? And they want to sell the supply zone, so they go violated on the supply, and then price broke a structure, giving us another confirmation, and I waited for it to trade into the older block. Then I took the buy again. Now another thing that could cause the emotional damage is when the price starts retracing backwards. But seeing this, I was not bothered because I already seen that we have a breaker structure, right? So my eyes, it got me on a fair value gap right here on the 15 minutes. Sorry, 30 minutes. All right, so it was only 30 minutes. So I was like, all right, it needs to trade back into the fair value gap. All right, so it traded back into the fair value gap, which has a demand zone also. Then it started buying again, right? Then after it bought, it broke the structure, and then came back to fulfill inefficiency, and then it continued that way, right? So this is where I had my break even right here, and yeah, efficiently trying to swing it. So that is it, guys. Um, so yeah, that is it. So now this right here, I need to delete it. And the idea is we should go and take this bar side liquidity pool. Okay, so I'm expecting it to find its way down to fair value gap and start buying again. But I will not take a buy order. Okay, I'm already on break even. So when it takes that as a liquidity pool, we expect it to go to previous month high, right? So yeah, previous month high before I could be looking at this right here. So wanted to position the trade for a month, and yeah, that's why you won't see any take profits most of the time on my trades. Only a order and my stop loss, and then shift to my stop loss to break even. Allow the price to deliver for the whole of that month because we have liquidities above right here. So I'm expecting to see April as the low of the year. Okay, so yeah, guys. So that is it. Take care and be safe. Bye.